Every morning you wake up and your mind starts talking. Before your feet hit the floor, your thoughts begin. Most people don't notice this. They let the noise in their head set the tone for the whole day. But the Stoics knew better. They knew that the first thing you say to yourself is the first thing that shapes your life. Not the news, not your phone, not your problems. You. Your mind listens to you first. So what do you say to yourself in the morning? Do you complain? Do you stress? Do you pick up the weight of yesterday and carry it into today? Or do you start with power? Do you start with peace? The Stoics began every day by reminding themselves of simple truths. Truths that recentered the mind before the world had a chance to distract them. So here's the question. What if you did the same? What if the first thing you said each morning wasn't random? What if it was deliberate? Because mornings aren't just routines. They're resets. Each morning, life hands you a blank slate. A new chance. A new day. A new way of being. But most people waste that. They start the day by scrolling their phone, by worrying about work, by reliving the mistakes of yesterday. And then they wonder why they feel stuck. The Stoics didn't do that. They chose their first thoughts carefully, because the first thought sets the direction for all the others. So if you want to change your life, change your mornings. Change what you say to yourself before the world tells you what to think. Imagine waking up tomorrow and saying, "Today is a new day. I am not yesterday. I am not my past mistakes. I am not my fears. I am this moment, and I choose who I become next." Say that, not just in your head, out loud. Make your own voice the first thing you hear, because the world will try to program you, with noise, with fear, with comparison. If you don't speak to yourself first, someone else will. So speak. Speak before the world speaks to you. Tell yourself the truth before the world tells you a lie. And here's the truth. You're alive, right now. And that's enough. It's enough to begin again, to act differently, to live intentionally. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So start every day with that. Before the phone, before the to-do list, before the noise. Say to yourself, "I am in control of my mind. I will lead it, not follow it." That's not just a motivational quote. It's a survival skill. In a world that's designed to distract you, you need to anchor yourself. First thing, every day. Because if you don't own your mornings, you don't own your life. The first hour of your day is sacred. It's when your mind is soft, open, shaped by whatever you feed it first. Most people don't protect this hour. They wake up and hand their mind to the world, to emails, to stress, to noise. But here's the truth. The first hour of your day writes the script for the rest. If you start with chaos, your mind learns chaos. If you start with comparison, your mind learns insecurity. If you start with fear, your mind learns to hide. The Stoics didn't let that happen. They guarded their mornings like warriors. They started each day by choosing their thoughts, by reminding themselves, "I will meet whatever comes today with clarity, with courage, with calm." It wasn't about pretending life is easy. It was about preparing for life before it arrives. So ask yourself, what am I letting into my mind first thing in the morning? Is it someone else's agenda? Someone else's emergency? Someone else's drama? Or is it you, your values, your focus, your center? If you don't set your mind in the morning, the world will set it for you. And the world doesn't care if you're calm. It only cares if you react. Reaction is easy. Presence is hard. That's why most people react. They check the news, scroll the feed, fall into someone else's story before they've even written their own. But you don't have to do that. You can choose. You can choose to pause, before the noise, before the rush. You can choose to speak to yourself before the world speaks to you. What do you say? Start simple. Say, I am here, I am breathing, I am choosing how I live today. Say, I control my attention, not my phone, not the headlines, not the panic. Say, I will meet life with stillness today. Whatever comes, I will stay steady. These aren't just words, they're training. Training your mind to stay grounded when life tries to pull you away. The Stoics trained for adversity before it came. That's what mornings are for. Not just coffee, not just emails. Training. Mental armor. A reset before the day begins. Because once the day starts, it's too late to prepare. You'll be in the middle of it. So prepare now, while the day is soft, while your mind is open. Choose the thoughts you want to carry with you. Think of your mind like a house. In the morning, the door is wide open. You get to decide who comes in. If you don't, anyone will. So guard the door. Choose your first thoughts like you choose who you trust. Carefully, deliberately. Because how you start the day is how you live your life. You don't change your life by doing something once. You change it by doing something small, again and again. That's why the Stoics had daily practices. They didn't just think about wisdom, they repeated it. Every morning, every day. Repetition is how you teach the mind what matters. Because the mind forgets. It forgets what's important. It forgets what's real. It gets distracted by fear, by ego, by noise. So you remind it. You wake up each day and reset your mind. Not because you're weak, but because you're human. The world will keep trying to program you. It will tell you to panic, to compare, to chase things that don't actually make you happy. That's why you need morning anchors. A simple sentence, a quiet moment, a breath before the noise. You're not doing this for motivation. Motivation fades. You're doing this for identity. To remind yourself, I'm the kind of person who leads my own mind. Say it out loud. Not just think it, say it. Because the words you speak shape the person you become. Imagine starting every morning with this thought. I am in control of my mind. I choose my focus. I choose my peace. Simple? Yes, but powerful. Because the simple things, done consistently, are what change your life. You don't have to control the whole day, just the first 5 minutes. If you own your mornings, you'll slowly own your life. At Inner Fort, we're not chasing perfection. We're building strength from the inside out. That starts with practice, daily, quietly, consistently. If you're ready to practice with us, subscribe to Inner Fort and turn on the bell. Not because you need more content, but because you need more reminders. Reminders to be who you already are, before the world tells you otherwise. This isn't about adding pressure, it's about subtracting noise. Coming back to what matters, every day. Because you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits, and mornings are where habits are built. Mornings don't just affect mornings, they affect everything. The way you start the day creates momentum. If you start with chaos, You carry that chaos into every conversation, every decision, every moment. If you start with stillness, you carry that stillness with you too. The Stoics understood this ripple effect. That's why they didn't leave their mindset to chance. They started the day with intention, because they knew the day would test them. People will test you. Problems will find you. Life will push you. That's not personal. That's life. But how you meet those moments is determined by how you started the day. Start reactive. Stay reactive. Start present. Stay present. This isn't about controlling the world. It's about controlling your mind. Because the world will happen either way. The only difference is how you respond. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That's why mornings matter. Because the mind is soft in the morning. It's open, ready to be led. If you don't lead it, the world will. And the world will always lead you to anxiety, to comparison, to urgency that isn't real. But you can step out of that. You can create space. Space between stimulus and response. Space between fear and reaction. That space? That's where freedom lives. And that space starts in the morning. So practice the pause. Wake up and pause. Before you check the phone, before you chase the day, pause. And remind yourself, I decide how today feels, not the world, not the noise, me. It doesn't have to be perfect. Some days you'll forget. Some days you'll fall into old patterns. That's okay. The practice is coming back. Each morning is a reset, a chance to begin again, a chance to lead your mind instead of letting it lead you. And over time, these small choices build a life of presence, a life of clarity, a life where you're not just reacting, but choosing. Because the Stoics didn't aim to control the day. They aimed to control themselves inside the day. And it all starts in the first moments after you wake up. So tomorrow morning, remember this. Before the world reaches for you, reach for yourself. At the end of the day, you don't just live with your choices. You live with your mind. Every thought you repeat becomes part of you. Every belief you rehearse becomes your lens. And your mornings? That's when the rehearsal starts. So ask yourself, what kind of mind am I building today? Is it a mind of panic or a mind of peace? A mind that reacts or a mind that reflects? A mind that drowns in noise or a mind that finds stillness in the middle of it? The Stoics weren't superhuman. They had fears too. But they trained their minds to hold those fears lightly, to let them pass through, instead of letting them build nests. You can do the same. Every morning is a training ground, a chance to decide, I will not rehearse anxiety today. I will not practice panic. I will practice calm. I will practice presence. I will practice being who I want to be, not who the world tries to make me. Because who you are is who you practice being. You don't become calm overnight. You become calm by practicing calm when it's hardest. You don't become present by accident. You become present by noticing when you've drifted away and returning, again and again. That's the practice, not perfection. Presence. Some mornings you'll forget. Some mornings you'll fall into the old patterns. That's not failure. That's part of the work. The mind is like a muscle. You train it by coming back to the breath, back to the body, back to the moment, back to the truth. I don't have to control everything. I just have to control how I meet it. That's what the Stoics practiced. Not avoiding life, but preparing for it. Preparing their minds before life tested them. And life will test you. Today, tomorrow, every day after that. But when you've trained your mind in the morning, you're ready. Ready to stay steady when the waves come. Ready to respond instead of react. Ready to remember that you are not the chaos. You are the calm beneath it. This isn't just about today. It's about the life you're building, one morning at a time. One morning can change your life, not because the world changes, but because you do. Because you wake up and choose to lead your mind instead of letting it lead you. That's the shift. From drifting to deciding, from reacting to responding, from surviving the day to shaping it. Most people don't live like that. They live on autopilot. They wake up, check the phone, and let the world decide who they're going to be today. But you're not most people. You're here, still listening, still choosing. That means something. It means there's a part of you that knows. Life is too short to waste mornings. Too short to live in default mode. Too short to let fear pick your path. So how do you change that? Not by waiting for the perfect morning. Not by reading another book. Not by finding a magic hack. By starting tomorrow. When you wake up, pause, breathe. Before you reach for your phone, reach for yourself. Say something simple, something true, something you believe, even if it's just a whisper. Maybe you say, I will lead my mind today, not follow it, or I will meet life with calm, not chaos, or I will not waste this day. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be yours. Because the world will still try to program you. But now, you'll have something stronger. Your own mind. Trained. Calm. Present. The Stoics knew life isn't about controlling the world. It's about controlling how you meet it. And that starts every morning. So tomorrow, when you wake up, remember this. Before the world speaks to you, speak to yourself. Before the day begins, begin inside. If you're ready to go deeper, there's more waiting for you. When you're ready, we'll be here.